I am back to talk about time traveling. So, you will have heard me talk about the concept of time traveling in the Akashic Records. And maybe you have watched my video series, my 33 videos on Akashic Records, the nature of time, the fact that I say past lives don't really exist, time doesn't really exist. And what I mean by that is that you can look at time like a flower meadow. All these flowers are growing at the same time. That you cannot smell all these flowers at the same time. You have to experience these flowers in a linear way. You have to go smell them one by one. And it is like a radio dial that you are adjusting from one radio station to the next because you cannot listen to everything that is playing at the same time. But these radio shows are in fact all happening simultaneously. And that is also where the healing happens. When you have things that come up in this lifetime, a block or a wound, and you start to become aware of past life trauma that you are still carrying with you. So I wanted to talk about a Netflix show, a show on Netflix called Discovery of Witches. And I started watching it just because I needed something new to watch, something I thought that was just going to be nothing special, but it turned out to be a very interesting show, actually, because they introduced the concept of time traveling in that show, and it immediately made me think of how I experienced the Akashic Records. They have people there, certain type of witches that they call time walkers, and they can go back in time physically, completely to another point in time, like they went to the 1500s to go find a solution for a problem that they were having in this time, in this timeline. But by doing that, they altered the timeline, of course, making the problem non-existent in this timeline. And we do the exact same thing on a multidimensional level when we are working with these other timelines, when we time walk into our Akashic records. And that is why I'm always saying you can heal things in the now by going back to these other experiences because they are in fact all happening simultaneously. And again, it's like I said earlier, it's this radio dial that you are just tuning into. And it's by seeing these things that often, suddenly, this block is lifted. This block can go away because your now version saw the other timeline where this problem may have originated originally, or where a very big percentage of that block is concentrated in your multidimensional field, in who you are as a whole. And that is why sometimes by going in hypnosis or by receiving an in-depth Akashic Records reading, like how I give them to people with images and music, can unlock all of that stuff inside of you, giving you the tools to then, in this timeline, get rid of the block. Because you are actually time walking, but we're not physically time walking like they're doing on that show, Discovery of Witches, but we are time walking in the astral field. That is what we are doing. So that's just real quick what I wanted to say. If you have not checked out my video series yet, there are 33 videos. I actually may add this one to the playlist. And it's all about the nature of time, Akashic records, soul contracts, soul aspects, how you can work with these other incarnations of your soul, and how they are in fact often your spirit guides. So go check out that playlist. If you're interested in learning more about your Akashic records, you can also reach out to me about getting an Akashic records reading. So let me know if you have ever experienced anything like this. Are you working with your Akashic records? Would you like to learn how to work more with your Akashic records? And also definitely go check out that series on Netflix, Discovery of Witches. It is definitely interesting, and I feel like there's a lot of hidden truth on that show. So that was it. Bye bye.